Hi, everybody. It's Mel here, and you've got Mel. And our guest today hails from Beverly Hills. That's in California. And that may be the reason that he's 2 minutes late. After everything that California has gone through the past couple of weeks, fires, coronavirus, who knows what else. And our guest today is Dr. Ziv Simon, who I haven't seen in decades. So I can't wait to say hello to this wonderful guy whom I knew as a young dental student. When it turned out that he played jazz guitar, I got very excited, and we formed perhaps one of my first jazz bands, and we called it, I think, the Dental Jazz. We brought the piano to the dental school, and we jammed every week. And then at some stage, Ziv began to gig. He invited me once to gig on Allenby Street, I remember. I played one song on my saxophone. That was very exciting. I was probably very bad at the time. And then after a couple of weeks, he invited me to gig at a wedding, at the reception of a wedding. That was my first ever wedding gig with a saxophone. So Ziv and I go back a long way, and I'm going to wait for him another minute or two, and then I'm going to realize that something has happened. Play you a song and bid you. Ah, here he is! Here he is! Here he is! Okay. Dr. Ziv Simon, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I was just going to give up, you know.
Really?
Well, yeah, you
After
know,
20 years?
it's more than 20 years, but who's counting? I was just telling the audience a few things before you came on. You're 3 minutes late, but seeing as it's 6 o'clock in the morning in Beverly Hills or wherever you are forgiven. Also because it's New Year's now, and we're supposed to forgive everybody. And also because maybe I have to ask you for forgiveness. I
forgive you. I forgive you.
I was your teacher once. What did I do wrong? You left me.
Nothing. Mel, it's nice to see you. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova. It's wonderful to see you. So I guess my first question, you've been in America now, how many years?
I've been in America for 17 years, since 2003. So 3 years in Toronto, and yeah, ever since then here.
So have you changed your name? Do people call you now Ziv Simon?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That happened a long time ago. I'm an official Simon. That's it.
No more Dr. Ziv Simon?
No Simon. No Simon.
So I'm going to beg forgiveness in advance.
I forgive you.
You're now Ziv Simon.
Mel, I forgive you for everything, and there was nothing to forgive, but I still forgive you.
All right. So tell me and our audience all over the world about you. Of course, I'm most interested in jazz and dentistry, but start at the beginning.
Okay, I'll give you the skinny version. Okay. So I was born in Munich, Germany, then moved to Israel, and I grew up in Israel. I went to the army. I went to Tel Aviv University, where I was fortunate to meet you back in dental school, 4th year, microbiology. And then we hit it off. There was a certain chemistry between a doctor and a student. We actually became close friends.
True.
We shared a mutual love for playing music, specifically jazz. And I think we initially met just you and I in your home in Ramat Gan. And then I met this bassist by the name of Laurent. Do you remember Laurent Ben Arosh or Ben Arouche?
Of course. I'm still in touch with him and his dear wife.
So we had a jam session in your house on Fridays. And then you came up to me and you said, why is he playing with us? He's so good. What is he doing here with us? And then we started playing at the faculty in the cafeteria on Tuesday. We called it
So
dental.
what I remember is that we bought a piano, and we actually put a piano there. Am I
You
right?
bought the piano.
Ah, okay. We put the piano in the cafeteria of the dental school,
Exactly.
and we
And
called
then
the band.
we had a medical student. Was it Tamir?
Maybe Tamir or Barak.
Barak, right. Barak, a Yemenite cool dude. And we had Ran, eventually a dental student a year behind me. And I think we did some gigs. We did a couple of bar mitzvahs. We were on television. I mean, there were a lot of things that we did.
I was just telling the viewers what I remember. What I remember is you had a gig on Allenby Street, and I think on Allenby.
Yeah.
And you invited me once to play one song on my saxophone, and I was terrible but very excited. And then you actually invited me to play a wedding gig. And
I don't remember.
Yeah, I even got a tip. I mean, you remember we were on television?
Yes, I do remember that. It's actually very funny because at the time I had a girlfriend, and I tried to convince her that I'm actually a musician, and I used to play, when I used to speak to her on the phone, I used to play the guitar. And her mom said, he's a dentist or he's a dental student. He's not a musician because the guitar sounds horrible. So finally you arranged this gig on television. And I told my girlfriend at the time, tell your mom to watch this channel. I think there was only 1 or 2 channels at the time. Watch this channel at this particular time. And I remember we played outside. And what happens when you play outside, especially with string instruments, the guitars bend, everything goes out of tune.
The saxophone was sharp because it was so hot.
Exactly, we were sweating.
The saxophone, I couldn't tune it. It just warped,
Same with the guitar. But it was a fun day. It was a fun day. So lots of great memories, Mel, with you.
How many years is it? When were you in 4th year dentistry? It's like almost 30 years.
It was 97.
When you were in 4th year?
Yeah, I started 93. So 4 years later is 97, 98. And then graduated in 99.
Amazing. So it's like how many? 24 years approximately.
Yeah, a long time ago, man. You haven't changed.
Bullshit.
I swear to you, nothing.
You've become more generous in your compliments.
No, I'm just honest.
So I won't ask you how old you are today, because I'll figure it out.
48, going on 49.
You haven't changed a bit. And so I remember your parents, I remember your sister.
Yeah, same here. I follow you on Facebook, so I see your kids and I see Shuli, and it just brings back great memories from
So
we call it the good old times. I mean, the good old times are now. I mean, these are great times. I mean, even with the pandemic and everything, the present is the best time for me, at least. But I very fondly remember almost every detail of our interactions, you and I, including our research, including our interactions in class. You were never a professor, a strict professor. You were always almost like a friend. You were cool before the word cool was invented. You were just a fun guy, and you took the playing to the next level. I actually have to admit, I don't play anymore. Yeah, I don't play. I mean, I just have the guitar at home. Every once in a while I play, but I don't play with people. I don't study. I haven't advanced.
You were so good.
Emphasis on the was.
I thought you were going to whip out your guitar.
I'm in the office
and play a solo.
I play surgical instruments now. I love I love education. I have a passion for education.
Tell me about this. Every week I'm getting something from you.
You do?
Surgical this and how to.
I apologize for that.
No, it's okay. And how to remove I signed up, and how to remove a flap and stick it behind your ear. So why are you doing all this? You're teaching dentists all kinds of things.
Sure.
Are they
You know,
paying you
Mel,
money?
I love teaching. It's just a strong passion of mine to share knowledge in a way that is, I think, very generous and free, and in a way that is clear and gets rid of confusion. Dentistry, medicine, especially our surgery, is there's a lot of mystique and a lot of things that a lot dentists don't know, and I'd like to demystify and share. And it turned into a company called Surgical Master.
Ah, so this is a business.
It's a business.
You're not making enough money with people's teeth?
You know, the money comes when you have a huge passion and you are excited every day to do things. It's not the primary reason. If it was, I don't think I would be successful.
Okay, so it comes first of all from a passion to share with teachers
It's
and
more than a passion, it's an urge.
to
It's
share
an
with dentists.
it's an obsession to do this and do more of it and improve it, and go through different failures.
And this is your company.
It's my company with a partner.
And in your dental practice, there are how many dentists?
Only two. My partner and I, Ari Rosenblatt, who's been here for 40 years. He started the practice, and I joined them as a partner close to 20 years. So he's another amazing mentor and friend. So it so happened that I stumbled upon great people in my life, you being one of them, that left an impact. And I just take it with love, and
I could say I stumbled on great students.
I don't think I was the best student. That was not my thing. I was okay, but I think I was the hardest working student.
So what is this? Can you explain this love for dentistry? Are your parents dentists? I don't remember.
No, they're not dentists. My grandpa was a dentist back in Romania, and then moving to Palestine at the time, became a dentist in Israel, Palestine at the time, in the 30s.
Wow.
And then my uncles became dentists, my cousins, and I became a dentist too. It skipped a generation because my dad was not a dentist. You actually played in my mom's 50th birthday. I don't know if you remember.
Of course,
remember we went to Yafo?
Yes, of course.
And my grandpa was alive. I don't know if you remember. I wish I had some. I wish I had some photos to share. But I mean, these were great times.
Absolutely. Your parents are okay, I hope.
My parents are wonderful. They're in Israel, and they're doing great. My sister is fine.
And you have a family now?
I do. I have 4 kids.
Wow.
And a wife and a dog, and it's that's another great passion. Like any parent, to see your kids grow and interact with them, and that's beyond words. That's hard to explain.
That's right. What
age is life, professionally and personally. And here in the United States, we work very hard, much harder than Israel, in my opinion. Maybe not smarter, but harder. Mm-hmm. And we are very driven, and wonderful opportunities here, and it's things are just great.
Tell me about your kids. What is the age range?
I got a 5-year-old girl. Her name is Liv. Then a 7-year-old girl, Mia. A boy who's 9 years old, going on 10, Liam, and Emma is 14.
Amazing. Do they study Hebrew or?
A little bit. They go to Hebrew school.
So you've given up on the Zionist dream.
I never had it. I never had it.
Be more specific.
No, I never, once, and you and I talked before I left Israel in 2000, when I moved to Canada, and you introduced me to a lot of your colleagues over there. I had maybe a notion that I would come back, but once you move I moved to Canada, Toronto, exposed to opportunities, exposed to certain things that I may be able to achieve, not discrediting what I can achieve in Israel or what people can achieve in Israel, but I was just exposed to this, and this was very natural. So I basically made the United States my home and became a citizen.
Incredible. So, and do you ever get back to Israel? You have family here?
Not very often, not very often. So last time I came back was just before the pandemic, actually a year ago for Rosh Hashanah. And before that, not that often because travel is quite difficult with the kids. So Israel came to me, meaning my parents came to visit me.
Okay, so give everybody, and your sister lives in Israel?
She does. She does.
Give them all my best.
I
So,
will. I remember you as well.
So you've always been a hardworking guy.
Yep.
But I maybe because of the jazz and because you're such a nice person, and the man of the world, and not just a narrow-minded guy, I never anticipated that you would like become this super dentist. And you tell me now you don't play music?
I'm disappointed by that, but I'm not dwelling on it, Mel. You see, everything in life has a reason. If you dwell, there's so many things to dwell upon. That will come too. I still love jazz, and I listen to jazz all the time, and I still recognize all the standards that you and I used to play. Do you remember your favorite one?
You'll have to remind me.
You and I used to play.
We played lots of songs together. What
was like the one that stood out the most?
There Will Never Be Another You. I don't remember.
Yeah. Girl from Ipanema. Stella by Starlight.
Stella by Starlight, I remember.
We used to play it all the time. We almost got it right.
Stella by Starlight.
Something like that. And then Mel, I met my wife, whose name is Laura, and Laura is also a very famous standard.
That's right.
When I met her, I started to learn. Back then I used to play. I had a teacher and everything, so I used to play and.
You studied with a really good teacher, I remember.
Yeah, and I found great teachers in Toronto. I found great teachers here as well. I found a local Israeli teacher, Yoni Babitsky, and I still have the passion, and I know I'll get back to it. It's just one of those things that I'm not going to force it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be sad about it. I'm not, it's not me. I still enjoy the music, and I actually, want to go back to piano at some point because we have a piano at home. So that's my dream, and I'll get there.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna grow up.
Yeah. So what I am really interested in is you are a person who is highly motivated. Like when you were maybe an undergraduate dental student, you were a good student. You're right. You weren't the best student I ever taught, but you were hardworking and pleasant and really good with patients. But is your default like really to be the best and to be outstanding and to be highly motivated? This is what I remember: hardworking, motivated, always wanting to get things right.
Yeah, that's correct. So now looking back in the perspective of 20, 30 years, actually my whole life going back, let's say I'm almost 5 decades in this world. Going back, I now understand who I am, or who I and what led to this type of mentality. So the best example that I can give you, I have a mentality of an Olympian athlete, and I'm not an athlete. I love sports and I love to work out, but that's the mentality. The mentality is, we got the Olympics, I got to qualify, I'm going to train, practice every day, I'm going to diet, I'm going to have a certain mental state, because I need to get this gold medal every day, day in and day out, whether it's dentistry, surgery, teaching, guitar. I didn't always excel in everything, but the mentality was as such, pretty stoic, Spartan mentality. And it's not easy to be me, but it's certainly worth it.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means that it's hard work. It means that, before I saw you this morning, now it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I already woke up at 4. And that was not easy. People think that I just tap dance out of bed and I go and do my workouts. That's not the case. I curse, I drag myself out of bed, but I got to get this workout done, because if I don't work out, I don't feel like I want to feel. So I like predictability, and I like to make sure that I'm going to feel a certain way every day if I can. And I don't always succeed. That means that I'm going to go through certain things that I want to achieve today, and even have a small advancement in what I'm trying to achieve. I don't have to get a big win every day, and I get lots of failures too. And that's just something that never ends. Never
Is
ends.
it,
I now see it. It just keeps going. It doesn't matter. It's not about money. It's not about fame.
you're a bit of a perfectionist.
I'm trying to stay away from perfectionism. I think perfectionism is a curse, and it's the worst form of self-abuse, and actually very dangerous for your mindset.
Okay,
Because
yeah, and I agree with you. So the trick is to be a pseudo perfectionist, to do the best you can and be satisfied with that.
Mel, I don't know. I don't know. We can turn it into a philosophical discussion, but I don't know. I think actually that not to be satisfied is probably better for certain achievements, certain things you want to achieve. I think if I this is my test. This is my test. If I can sleep well at night, every night, and I do sleep very well, and I plan to sleep very well, that means I've done my job. I didn't dwell on the day. I gave it everything. This is the definition of success. You gave it all. You came prepared, and whatever the result was is the result. That's technicality. But you can sleep well at night, and the next day it's the same day. And if I don't sleep well at night, that means not that I messed up. It's just one of those things that maybe I didn't put the effort in. Maybe I got lazy, or I just had a certain mindset that didn't allow me to achieve something. So it's not easy to be me, but I that's my way of life, and I embrace it, and it's a wonderful thing, and I couldn't do it any other way.
So maybe the right adjective is driven.
I'm very driven.
And where does that come from?
Driven, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It's hard to go into the psychology of why a person is driven. I definitely think it comes from origins, from family, from expectations by your parents, maybe even the Holocaust survivor mentality, the immigrant mentality. Who knows? I think that being driven is just something that anybody can be. It's everybody can achieve. Everybody can achieve,
Yeah,
Mel.
but
It's
most people don't.
they don't, because they're not
Most
exposed to
people
the
give
right
themselves most people give themselves discount coupons. Okay, you don't have to exercise today, you'll exercise tomorrow. Yes, I can have another piece of pecan pie, I'll diet next week. We're animals that give ourselves discount coupons.
because we're not exposed to the right ideas, and we're not exposed to the right people, and it's not something that is unique to those high achievers. High achievers just figured out that if they take certain actions consistently, every day in, day out, look at failures at a certain way. Okay, a lot of people, that's a big difference between successful and non-successful. It's the perception. A successful person, when they fail, they figure out, oh, this is one more thing I shouldn't do anymore. Like the invention of the light bulb, right? Like I have 10,000 experiments, the last one worked out. Or digging for gold, you can dig, but you keep digging, just get better tools.
Okay,
So
but what do you do? So this is one of the things that we're a little bit similar. I'm a bit also. I started playing saxophone in my 40s.
I remember I was there.
Yeah, I've gone back to piano now, by the way, but that's another story. And this is about you. So, so driven people sometimes don't get there. They'll dig 10,000 holes and not find the gold.
Okay.
Because nothing guarantees you that at the end of the day, I'm going to find my children's book agent in New York. But I
That's
still
what's so exciting, Mel. This is what's so exciting. If you knew that if you had to work a certain way and in 6 months you got it, that's boring. That doesn't work for me, and doesn't work for successful people.
it doesn't, don't you feel this itch? Like I agree with you, but I
Itch all the
feel an
time.
itch. Hmm?
Yeah, we itch all the time.
So living, if you're driven, living is about itching and scratching.
Yeah, especially during allergy season.
So tell me now, are you mostly a periodontist? Is this main?
Yeah, no, I'm purely a periodontist. I don't practice any other aspect of dentistry. So periodontics and implant surgery. I have a wonderful group of dentists that I work with here in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, sometimes out of town as well.
So for people in my audience who don't know what a periodontist is, it's the guy who does the gums.
Correct. We're gum specialists, we're implant specialists, and actually a lot of the things that we do contribute to the health of the body. I mean, the mouth, as Mel is an expert in, is a portal of entry for infection, for nutrients as well, but it's also an area that we must keep clean and healthy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. So now I'm going to ask you this question. You're in Hollywood. You must be treating movie stars.
Sometimes, and I'm lucky because the dentists who treat the movie stars, when they have periodontal problems or they need an implant, extractions, then assuming we have a great relationship, those patients are referred to our practice.
Mm-hmm. And what's it like?
It's not the majority of our practice. Beverly Hills has quite normal people that, it just so happens that movie stars, or what we call celebrities, live in the vicinity.
Okay, but sometimes they drop by.
If they make an appointment, yes.
If Madonna comes over, she needs an appointment.
Madonna, I've never met her.
Okay, I'm not fishing for celebrities.
Sure.
But celebrities have to make appointments.
Totally, absolutely.
Okay,
And
and what are they like? I don't want you to name names unless.
No, I won't.
I mean, Ziv, if you really want to, I won't.
Yeah, won't. No, I won't mention, because that's that wouldn't be HIPAA compliant, and it would be unethical, if, as you know.
It not for me. It would be unethical for you.
Correct. But so the information gets to you, the words have to come out of my mouth. So in any event, so the question was?
The question was, how is it treating celebrities?
Treating celebrities for me is just the same as treating anybody else. I may get starstruck once, twice, if it's somebody that I've seen on the movie screen and maybe had a certain, admiration for. But once the work starts, it's pure professionalism and being a doctor, so we have to disconnect the emotional part and do what we need to do, what we're trained to do in the best possible way. And that's it. And then call your mom and tell her, yeah, I saw this and that. That only stays between me and my mom.
So you do call your mom?
And my dad.
And your dad. So, one of the things we teach a new course in helping students have an amazing future. And maybe I'm going to bring you on in the next semester, because I think that you have an incredible story to tell. Even though you didn't grow up in a very poor family, you grew up in a well-to-do family with a good education, but you never stop. You always want to take things one step higher, and while you're doing it, you also want to bring other people up with you. Because I remember as a musician, you were always helpful. You were always helping me, helping other people. It was never, hey, look what I learned and you don't know how to do. It was always the opposite. Maybe that explains your series of videos and wanting to help other people be really good.
Yeah,
But
it's true. It's true. It's called impact. I enjoy the impact part of education, especially now. I mean, I've been doing online education for 7 years, but especially now since I've been using Zoom for 5 years already. So it's not a new thing in our company. So impact is something that is very addictive, and you get almost like a high. And I obviously I don't do drugs, but I would feel that's probably how it feels like, that you can influence hundreds and thousands of people and see that they are utilizing your teachings and your methods, and they're getting great results themselves, and even better than yours. And that's such a great feeling. It's a warm, fuzzy feeling that, like I said, is addictive, and that drives me to do more, and more to come.
that's why we teach. How many people come to your webinars?
We have hundreds. We have between 700 people. We had sometimes we had 1,000 people in a webinar. We have hundreds of people in our paid courses.
So people come to see you show some technique. Could be 5, 6, 700 people.
Easy, yeah, sure. We had it last week. Very common. You get the invitations. We also do pretty heavy marketing.
I get the invitations, but to tell you the truth, lifting and closing the surgical flaps, I just want to see that you're doing well. I'm not a good customer for you. I don't even smell bad breath anymore.
I understand. No, that's good. And that's another thing to talk about. But the when you stop getting invitations from me, call me, because something's wrong. So we keep going very strong. Actually, Mel, the teachings, of course, are for doctors wanting to learn surgery and excel in surgery and learn surgery with a certain level of clarity and confidence. But it's also about self-development, how to be confident, how to communicate properly, how to deal with failures. So a lot of the teachings and a lot of the principles that I live by and try to improve every day, I try to instill in my students and the doctors that I work with.
Okay, that's incredible. So now we go back to this question. People who are driven to success, okay, usually have somebody in their early life that they feel didn't believe in them fully. Not everybody, but some people. Is this the case with you? Are you trying to show somebody that you can do it? You can.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Who would that be?
My parents.
Really?
No doubt about it. My whole life, I want to make my parents proud. It's just one of those things. And I know my parents are extremely proud of me. I probably exceeded the expectations already. And it's not a conscious thought every day, make my parents proud, but I have no doubt about it. I only discovered later on through self-development, through research, through a lot of reading. I'm a very avid reader, that, you need to have, a certain figure. And maybe this figure doesn't even expect it from you, or doesn't put all this pressure on you. And I don't feel any pressure, but it is no doubt about it that that there's a certain, actually an insecurity, a lack of confidence that is driving you to achieve more and prove more.
So give me an example.
And it's a good thing.
Give me an example from your early childhood.
Early childhood, I always
moving to Israel. What?
Well, I moved as a baby, so I don't really remember living in Germany. But in any event, I always remember as a child, when I played the piano, I didn't like it. I played for 7 years. I didn't like it, and that pushed me to play the guitar eventually. But I persisted for 7 years, and it's a hard thing to do. Then I started playing tennis. I would kill myself. Then I started doing martial arts for many years, and I reached pretty high levels in that. That's a hard thing to do.
No, but who was behind you saying you're not good enough?
Probably me, but it back then it was in the subconscious. I was not conscious of it. I just felt like this is what I must do. I gotta, I gotta take myself and I gotta run to the beach. I gotta run to Yafo and back. I gotta do it. Why? The same reason today I wake up and I go on the Peloton for, for 45 minutes. Why? Why torture yourself? It's hard. It's painful. But I feel that I must do it.
Incredible.
And I don't always succeed, by the way. I don't want the viewers to feel that myself or other people that are considered, successful or high achievers, it's all glory, and they have the perfect diet, and they get up and they're perfect people and perfect husbands and parents. Not at all. Not at all. I'm just like anybody else. I think I just have a better understanding of the human psychology and my own psychology to understand those processes inside the brain. And like I said, it's extremely important to read. If there's one thing that one needs to do is read anything, just keep reading. Leaders are readers, read to succeed. All these things are, they're not just cliches.
Mm-hmm.
Learn so you can earn. It's not a cliche. It's extremely important to, not academically, keep educating yourself.
No, I as somebody who writes, I couldn't agree with you more. But I'm now looking for a read to succeed.
Read to succeed. Read so you can succeed.
Write to fight. Right.
To be bright.
To be bright. Yeah. Good. Did you just come up with that?
Yeah, keep it simple. I don't know.
I'm probably going to steal that from you.
Take it.
Writer.
Yom Kippur is coming up.
So, I don't remember you as a singer.
Horrible. I don't think I've ever sang in my life.
Okay, so when we were jamming at the beginning, you were
the singer. You were singing.
They let me sing one song every gig. It was always the same song, Angel Eyes.
Yeah. D minor?
No, this is C minor.
C minor.
I can make it D minor for you.
Yep.
You have to get back to the guitar.
Totally.
Yeah. So this is the thing, that I didn't. Somebody insulted me once when I was in my 20s that I couldn't carry a tune, and I didn't sing like for 20 years. So when you met me, I was really self-conscious about my singing. And I did not begin to sing at gigs like to sing until I fired my band. I got a new band, and I started taking, vocal lessons. I was 48 years old. But I learned that there's a lot of things where somebody can tell you one thing, your ears are funny, and my ears are funny. And I'll spend my whole life, I won't, because I know my ears are funny. But isn't that crazy, So it took me 25 years to go back to singing.
And why do you think that was such a sensitive spot? Why did it touch upon such an insecurity?
Hey, this is where I interview you, Ziv.
Yeah, but I'm giving you some therapy. Come on, get the benefit, and it's free.
This is the way I am. Okay, some people, like my wife, have an internal compass. She doesn't need an audience.
Okay.
I need an audience, whether I'm teaching, I'm singing, I'm playing. And many teachers, the good ones, are showmen, they're performers, they're artists. And artists are very sensitive to what other people say about what they do and what they teach. I'll give a course to 100 people, and 95 will say Mel's the best teacher, and 3 will say lousy course. That's all I concentrate on.
Okay.
How
Mel?
I tear my hair out. That's why
Mel,
I'm bald. Yes.
Let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help you. We have time.
Yeah, I've done 50 of these, and I've never been interviewed back. Okay, go ahead.
Let me help you.
All right.
What you experiencing or experienced is a normal human emotion.
Mm-hmm.
It's normal. It's not you or just me. Everybody has that. And it's somewhere in our primitive brain, the reptile brain. engraved in us. Now, if you're not aware of what I'm about to tell you, or anybody viewing this interview, that's gold, and that's worth watching this whole interview. As humans, as social creatures, we have a very specific fear, a fear that is life-threatening, or used to be life-threatening in, thousands, tens of thousands of years ago. And that is the fear of rejection. Today, big deal. You ask a girl for a date, she says no, okay, you feel bummed, but okay, on to the next. Tens of thousands of years ago, if you got rejected, that means one thing: death. You are expelled from the group. You are dead. You are not going to have the protection, the support of your peers, of your tribe. So that got engraved in our brain for all these years. So what happens now in the modern world? Somebody tells Mel, you have funny ears, or you can't sing. That is captured or perceived in your primitive brain as rejection. It's going to haunt you for 20 years. You are a wonderful teacher. You are an incredible, inspiring educator. Thousands, tens of thousands of students have been under your wings, and 3 people don't like you. Then F them. Okay? So
listen, I agree with you, and I'm getting better at it.
That's the rejection. So as long as you figure out, and I have a couple of methods how to deal with rejection, but
okay,
if you understand, hey, hold on, you may not be the greatest singer in the world, Mel. I have to give you the news. You're not gonna be there, up on the Grammy stage for singing, maybe for saxophone, but hey, let's not lose hope. Remember, mentality. Okay, we're gonna win the Olympics here. I'm never gonna win the Olympics, but anyhow, if you're aware of that, it's going to help you. And by the way, this person that says, Mel, you're a horrible singer. The one thing that I believe, if I was there and I would whisper in your ear, I would tell him, Mel, tell him the following. Tell him, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. That immediately takes away the edge of, and by the way, a lot of people that may insult you on purpose or inadvertently, if you tell them something like, thank you for sharing that, they'll immediately apologize to you and say, I'm sorry, I had a bad day. I don't know why I said that. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to deal with it. The number one key is to have awareness. That's it. That's 5-minute therapy.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, it's coming in handy because I think I just got fired from Shankar College, and that's very hurtful. So I'm going to hire you as my chief mentor now.
Yeah, a success coach. It's very important. If you, like I said at the beginning, if you associate yourself with the right people and the right ideas, you're going to do well. If you're hanging out with people that are self-defeated, angry, like to gossip, the negativity coming out of their mouth and their whole physique, so this is very damaging. Stay away, it's contagious.
This is also very good advice. Pick positive people in your life.
If possible. And if Shankar lets you go, then they let you go. Mel, let's go back to the drawing board and let's figure out what, you're fine. You're great.
No, thank you. And I love you too. But this show is about you. I'm going to be great. So what I want you to do, okay, is I want you to let your hair down a little bit because you have hair. I don't have hair anymore. And we never talked about the Beatles. What do you like the Beatles, Ziv?
I do.
You have like a favorite song?
I'm not a connoisseur. It's just what I love about the Beatles is when and I don't, I couldn't even play the songs or I'm not knowledgeable, but I recognize all the songs. But the nice thing about the Beatles is that they're really the basis of the music today. And if you look at the chord progression and the lyrics and the influence on our culture, it's really it's just like the Bible. I don't mean to say it in a bad way, but it's like the Bible of music.
There's not one song of the
Stevie
Beatles.
Wonder. I mean, come on, that's the base for everything.
I agree with you. I give a whole course now on 60s music and another one on popular music. You would love my courses, by the way. The
I
new
would
one.
love it. No doubt about it.
I'll bring you on as a guest. We have one course on popular music.
Talk about what?
What
The guitar player stop playing?
Yeah, for sure. What makes a song last for 50 or 100 years? So if you don't want to pick a Beatles song, pick a jazz song.
Okay. So just pick it.
Yeah, pick a song because then
Okay, Stella by Starlight.
Stella by Starlight is difficult. But anyway, what I want you to do, you don't know the words to Stella by Starlight.
I don't.
But the girl from Ipanema, you know the words. Tall and tan and young and lovely.
Yeah. Help me out here. I tall and tan and fun and lovely. The girl from
fun is good. The girl from Ipanema goes walking, and when she passes, each one she passes goes
by. Yeah,
it kind
of goes back to me. Comes back to me.
Ziv, F the words. I want you now to sing it.
Okay.
That's my coaching for you.
Thank you. Okay,
I'll give you the.
Okay, I'm gonna start.
Good.
Tall and tan and fun and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking, and every time she walks, I say, I forgot.
Okay, listen. This is words. But this is remarkable.
I forgot.
That's fine. You see, because what's remarkable about you is people who want to succeed and who try so hard, and then Mel comes and gives them a challenge, to sing a song that they don't know the words and they're not singers, and you did it.
I don't know. I did it. I
Not everybody on the show is prepared to sing,
I'll do anything you want, Mel.
No, it's okay.
You got credit.
You had me at hello.
Very close to you, although we haven't seen each other for a long time.
No, listen. I'm particularly happy. Let me ask you the opposite question. Of all the things that you've done, okay, of all these successes, what are you most proud of?
That's a great thing. Great question. What I'm most proud of?
You don't have to answer me right now.
No. This is a great question. That's if I don't have a prepared answer, nor do I need to.
Okay, so for
what am I? I can tell you. It's proud is a very big word. That's not a feeling that I have so much. I have a feeling of high. I think one of the things that really made me, and that comes from the professional world. Most people would probably say, my kids and my relationships. Yeah, that too, of course. But the one time when I published a little booklet, and I had thousands and thousands of people buy it.
Wow.
Yeah. It made me, it gave me a certain feeling of like this warm, fuzzy feeling.
What was the book?
It's called The Best Flap Design. And I actually sold it for free. Believe it or not, I sold it just for, just charge people shipping. And it was a great feeling. I don't know. I just, that's the first thing that came to mind.
That's great.
It was not like a big money maker or anything like that. It was just a great feeling.
See, I think people make a mistake. When you have enough money and then you relentlessly pursue money at the expense of other things, that's a big mistake in life because we become addicted to money. It becomes like a drug. But at some stage, you make enough money. And then it becomes things like you're talking about, like your booklet, that gives you this huge satisfaction. And it's incredible. We haven't talked in 20 years, and I have the same thing. Like the stuff that I've done and given away for free, I should be most proud of it. But very often I'm not, because people say, oh, in Hebrew, ata frayer, you're a sucker. You're giving all this stuff away for free. But that's what we should be most proud of. And so it's remarkable that you cite this very successful book that you sold to thousands and thousands of dentists for free. So, so Dr. Ziv Simon, in closing, my wish to you for the new year and until we speak again, which I hope won't be 20 years from now, is to be healthy and happy. And the only thing I want you to change is I want you to go back to your original name, Ziv Simon. Other than that, I have no requests.
Starting today.
Or may that be the only thing you change, because you're a remarkable guy. And it was wonderful catching up.
Same here. Thank you. And I wish you happy New Year, Shana Tova, to all the listeners. Keep going strong. You're a wonderful singer. You have beautiful ears.
Toda.
You're a great educator.
Likewise, my friend.
Keep going strong.
Likewise.
And thank you for having me.
And you still speak Hebrew?
בוודאי.
לא שכחת את העברית.
לא שכחתי, ממש לא.
Okay, so next time you're in Israel after the corona, we have a beer or a coffee.
You go for a Corona.
A corona after the corona.
All the best.
Dr. Ziv Simon, thank you so much for waking up at 4 a.m. today.
Thank you, Mel. All the best. Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Shana Tova.